Did you know that the innocent glass of orange juice you drink with breakfast could be sabotaging your sleep and triggering anxiety attacks? What about that evening glass of wine you use to relax? Here's the shocking truth. The food sitting in your kitchen right now might be the hidden culprits behind your restless nights and overwhelming anxiety. If you are over 65 and struggling with sleep problems or feeling more anxious than usual, the solution might not be in your medicine cabinet, but in removing specific foods from your plate. This revelation challenges everything you think you know about senior nutrition and reveals why your golden years feel anything but golden. Hello, my wonderful viewers. I am Dr. Sarah, and I have spent over 20 years studying nutrition and mental health in older adults. Today, we are exploring something incredibly empowering. This is not about creating fear, but giving you knowledge to take control of your well-being naturally. Through observing thousands of patients, I have discovered that small dietary adjustments create profound improvements in sleep quality and emotional stability for seniors. These changes integrate seamlessly into your routine without drastic lifestyle overhauls. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 3 in the morning, your mind racing with worries? Do you feel your heart pounding for no reason, especially in the afternoon? These experiences are common among seniors and not just normal aging. Please share in the comments what time of day you experience anxiety or sleep troubles, because your experience can help others feel less alone. Today, we uncover 7 specific foods that research directly links to increased anxiety and disrupted sleep in adults over 65. Each food interferes with your body's natural ability to regulate stress hormones and maintain healthy sleep cycles. The wonderful news is these solutions fit perfectly into your current lifestyle. The first food, secretly destroying your peace of mind, is processed sugar. This invisible enemy hides in breakfast cereals, granola bars, flavored yogurts, and even pasta sauce. When you eat processed sugar, your blood glucose spikes dramatically within minutes. Your pancreas floods your system with insulin, but seniors have decreased insulin sensitivity, creating glycemic volatility. Studies in the British Medical Journal found people consuming high amounts of ultra-processed foods have a 53% increased risk of anxiety symptoms. The rapid blood sugar rise and fall triggers your adrenal glands to release cortisol and adrenaline, identical to panic attack hormones. Research from the Whitehall study following 10,000 participants for 30 years found men consuming over 100 grams of sugar daily had 28% higher depression rates and worse sleep quality. Sugar also interferes with adenosine, the brain chemical that builds sleepiness throughout the day. When disrupted, you feel tired but cannot fall asleep. Margaret, 72, experienced 3A.M. wake-ups filled with dread. Her food diary revealed 80 grams of hidden daily sugars through orange juice, cookies, and wine. Within 3 weeks of eliminating processed sugars, she slept through the night and felt emotionally balanced. She said it felt like lifting a fog she did not realize was there. Replace sugary cereals with steel-cut oatmeal topped with berries, swap fruit juices for whole fruits, and choose products with under 5 grams added sugar per serving. Your taste buds adjust within 2 weeks. If you have diabetes or take blood sugar medications, consult your healthcare provider before making changes, as medication adjustments may be necessary. Speaking of hidden triggers, the next food might surprise you because it is often recommended for seniors. The second destroyer is late-day caffeine, including hidden sources in chocolate, medications, and decaffeinated coffee, which still contains 15 milligrams per cup. Many seniors are unaware that even small amounts of caffeine can accumulate in their system like a slow-acting poison. After age 65, your liver processes caffeine 40% slower. The enzyme CYP1A2 becomes less efficient, meaning afternoon coffee affects your system at bedtime. This age-related change means that caffeine consumed at 2 in the afternoon can still be circulating in your bloodstream at 10 at night. Churro of caffeine. Research found seniors consuming over 400 milligrams daily experienced increased anxiety, rapid heart rate, and sleep difficulty. Caffeine stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, triggering adrenaline and cortisol release. For seniors with heightened stress responses from life changes like retirement, health concerns, or loss of loved ones, caffeine creates a perfect anxiety storm. The compound effect is particularly dangerous because caffeine sensitivity increases. While tolerance decreases with age, caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, preventing natural sleepiness signals. This disruption creates what sleep researchers call adenosine debt, where your brain cannot properly signal when it is time to rest. Wayne State University research, caffeine consumed 6 hours before bedtime reduces total sleep time by 1 hour and decreases deep sleep quality by 30%. Even more concerning, caffeine can trigger what feels like heart palpitations in seniors, creating a cycle where anxiety about physical symptoms leads to more caffeine consumption. Energy. Robert, 68, experienced evening panic attacks with racing heart and overwhelming dread. He described feeling like impending doom was washing over him every evening around 7 o'clock, making family time unbearable. We discovered he consumed green tea all afternoon, chocolate after dinner, and caffeine-containing headache medication. His total daily intake exceeded 300 milligrams, all consumed after noon. Within 1 week of eliminating caffeine after noon, his evening anxiety disappeared, and he fell asleep within 20 minutes. Instead of lying awake for hours, establish a noon cutoff for all caffeine sources. Read pain reliever labels carefully, as many contain hidden caffeine. Switch to herbal teas like chamomile or passion flower, which promote relaxation and actually improve sleep quality. People taking blood thinners or blood pressure medications should consult their provider, as these interact with caffeine metabolism. The third food is something many seniors use specifically for sleep and anxiety, but creates a vicious cycle, making both worse. The third destroyer is alcohol, especially within 3 hours of bedtime. This might be the most heartbreaking discovery for many seniors who have used their evening glass of wine or beer as a cherished ritual for decades. While alcohol initially acts as a sedative, making you feel drowsy and relaxed, it creates devastating rebound effects that fragment sleep and trigger middle-of-the-night anxiety. The cruel irony is that the very substance you use to calm your nerves becomes the source of your deepest distress. As your liver metabolizes alcohol over 3 to 4 hours, your nervous system experiences rebound hyperarousal, causing increased heart rate and intense anxiety between 2 and 4 a.m. This phenomenon, called the rebound effect, is particularly severe in seniors because alcohol tolerance decreases while sensitivity increases with age. The Whitehall study found men drinking over 21 weekly units had significantly increased night wakings and reported feeling more anxious during daytime hours. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep, the critical phase where your brain processes emotions and consolidates memories. Disrupted REM leaves you emotionally fragile and anxiety-prone the next day, creating a cycle where you feel you need alcohol to cope with anxiety that the alcohol itself created. Seniors have increased alcohol sensitivity because they produce less alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme, meaning alcohol stays in your system longer and has more pronounced effects. Alcohol temporarily increases GABA neurotransmitter, making you feel calm and peaceful, then causes dramatic GABA drops hours later, creating what addiction specialists call kindling, where your nervous system becomes increasingly anxiety sensitive with each episode. Eleanor, 75, had nightly wine to cope with loneliness after her husband passed, but experienced 3 o'clock terrors with heart-pounding and overwhelming worry about her health and finances. She described waking up feeling like something terrible was about to happen, her heart racing so fast she thought she might be having a heart attack. Eliminating evening wine and replacing it with herbal tea and gentle stretching stopped her. Nighttime anxiety within 1 week. Stop alcohol consumption 3 hours before bedtime. Limit overall intake to 1 drink daily for women, 2 for men. Replace evening alcohol with calming herbal teas, warm milk with turmeric, or simply sparkling water with fresh fruit. Anyone taking sleep medications or antidepressants should discuss alcohol with their provider due to dangerous interactions. The 4th food is marketed as healthy, but triggers anxiety symptoms, feeling exactly like panic attacks. The 4th trigger is high-sodium processed foods, including frozen dinners, canned soups, and deli meats. This revelation shocks many seniors because these convenient foods seem so innocent and are often recommended by busy adult children who want to ensure their parents are eating regularly. However, high sodium causes physiological changes mimicking anxiety symptoms, rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, and breathing difficulty. The terrifying truth is that what feels like a panic attack might actually be your body's response to yesterday's frozen dinner. Excessive sodium makes your body retain water to dilute salt concentration, increasing blood volume and forcing your heart to work harder and beat faster. For seniors with cardiovascular changes due to aging, this increased workload triggers sensations identical to panic attacks, pounding heart, shortness of breath, chest tightness, and even dizziness. Your brain interprets these physical symptoms as danger signals, triggering the release of stress hormones that create genuine anxiety on top of the physical symptoms. American Journal of Hypertension. Research found seniors consuming over 3,000 milligrams sodium daily had significantly higher anxiety and sleep disturbances than those under 2,000 milligrams. The mechanism involves the renin-angiotensin system regulating blood pressure and fluid balance. High sodium overstimulates this system, triggering stress hormones including cortisol and norepinephrine, creating a state of chronic physiological stress. High sodium also disrupts circadian rhythms by interfering with melatonin production, your primary sleep hormone. University of Alabama studies found high sodium meals within 4 hours of bedtime increased sleep latency and caused more frequent night wakings, often accompanied by feelings of restlessness and unease. Martha, 70, experienced racing pulse and impending doom feelings every afternoon around 4 o'clock. She described feeling like her heart might explode and something terrible was about to happen, even on peaceful days with no stressors. Cardiac tests were normal, but her diet contained over 4,000 milligrams daily sodium through frozen meals, canned vegetables, and processed snacks. Within 2 weeks of switching to fresh foods and keeping sodium under 2,000 milligrams daily, her afternoon anxiety episodes completely disappeared. Read labels carefully, avoiding products over 300 milligrams sodium per serving. Replace processed foods with fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains seasoned with herbs and spices instead of salt. Seniors taking diuretics or heart medications should coordinate with providers when reducing sodium, as medication adjustments may be necessary. The 5th food is consumed by seniors avoiding sugar, but creates worse anxiety than regular sugar. The 5th destroyer is artificial sweeteners, particularly aspartame, sucralose, and asulfame potassium, found in diet sodas, sugar-free gum, and light yogurts. This is perhaps the most insidious category, because these products are aggressively marketed to health-conscious seniors as safe alternatives to sugar. The tragic irony is that while calorie-free, these chemicals create neurological havoc that triggers anxiety and severely disrupts sleep patterns in ways far worse than the sugar they replace. Aspartame, the most common artificial sweetener, breaks down into 3 compounds in your body: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methanol. European Journal of Clinical Nutrition Research found these compounds cross the blood-brain barrier, interfering with serotonin and dopamine production crucial for mood regulation and sleep. For seniors with declining neurotransmitter production due to aging, this interference triggers significant anxiety and depression symptoms that can feel overwhelming and inexplicable. Artificial sweeteners cause excitotoxicity, where brain cells become overstimulated to the point of damage. This overstimulation manifests as racing thoughts, restlessness, difficulty concentrating, and physical anxiety symptoms like trembling or heart palpitations. Journal of Toxicology studies found daily diet soda consumers had 43% higher anxiety rates than regular soda or non-soda drinkers, with seniors showing the most pronounced effects. The sleep disruption occurs because artificial sweeteners dramatically disrupt your gut microbiome, the collection of beneficial bacteria that help produce sleep-regulating chemicals like serotonin and GABA. Weizmann Institute research found dramatic gut bacteria changes within just 7 days of consumption, leading to disrupted sleep cycles and increased body-wide inflammation. Dorothy, 69, switched to diet everything in an effort to manage her weight and blood sugar, but began experiencing severe anxiety attacks every afternoon around 3 o'clock, along with insomnia that left her exhausted and emotionally fragile. She described feeling like her brain was in a fog and her nerves were constantly on edge. Eliminating all artificial sweeteners and using natural alternatives like stevia or monk fruit in small amounts, her anxiety symptoms disappeared within 10 days and she began sleeping 7 uninterrupted hours nightly. Eliminate all products containing aspartame, sucralose, and asulfame potassium. These compounds hide in unexpected places like vitamins, medications, and even toothpaste. Use natural alternatives like stevia, monk fruit, or raw honey sparingly. Seniors with phenylketonuria or taking seizure medications should especially avoid aspartame due to potential dangerous reactions. The sixth food is often centerpiece of senior gatherings, but creates perfect storms for anxiety and sleep problems. The sixth triggers refined carbohydrates, including white bread, pasta, crackers, and breakfast cereals. These seemingly innocent comfort foods create blood sugar roller coasters that directly trigger anxiety and disrupt sleep, particularly problematic for seniors whose glucose regulation is already compromised by aging. What makes this especially heartbreaking is that these foods often hold emotional significance, representing family traditions, cherished memories, and simple pleasures that seniors feel reluctant to give up. Refined carbohydrates rapidly break down into glucose and are absorbed within 15 to 30 minutes, causing dramatic blood sugar spikes, followed by equally dramatic crashes as insulin brings glucose levels back down. For seniors with decreased insulin sensitivity, these wild swings are especially damaging and create a cascade of hormonal chaos throughout the body. During blood sugar spikes, excess glucose triggers the release of stress hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline, creating physical sensations identical to anxiety attacks, rapid heartbeat, sweating, and feelings of impending doom. During the inevitable crash phase 2 to 3 hours later, your brain interprets the rapid blood sugar drop as an emergency situation, triggering another wave of stress hormones, along with symptoms like shakiness, irritability, and overwhelming. Worry about things that normally would not bother you. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Research following 70,000 participants for 12 years found women consuming high glycemic diets had 47% increased anxiety and depression risk, with the effect particularly pronounced in participants over age 65. The inflammatory response triggered by refined carbohydrates increases levels of cytokines, immune system proteins that directly interfere with sleep quality. Blood sugar swings also interfere with the production of serotonin and melatonin, your primary sleep chemicals. Additionally, the inflammatory response from refined carbohydrates can cause you to wake up feeling unrested even after 8 hours in bed. James, 73, experienced late afternoon anxiety that made him dread evenings with his family, plus nighttime wakings filled with worry about his health and finances. His diet included buttered toast for breakfast, deli sandwiches for lunch, and crackers with cheese for evening snacks. Within 3 weeks of switching to protein-rich breakfasts, chicken salads for lunch, and nuts or cheese for snacks, James reported feeling emotionally stable throughout the day and sleeping soundly through the night. Replace refined grains with fiber-containing whole grains that slow glucose absorption. Choose steel-cut oats over instant, quinoa over white rice, sweet potatoes over white bread. Diabetic seniors should coordinate with providers as medication. Adjustments may be needed to prevent blood sugar from dropping too low. The final food shocks people because it is recommended for nutrients but can be worst for anxious seniors. The seventh and final destroyer is hidden caffeine sources in dark chocolate. Energy bars containing guarana or green tea extract, and seemingly innocent. Items like chocolate-covered nuts, coffee ice cream, and even some pain medications. These foods are particularly dangerous for seniors because they deliver caffeine in unexpected doses that accumulate throughout the day, creating a state of chronic overstimulation that manifests as persistent anxiety and fragmented sleep. The insidious nature of these hidden sources means seniors often consume significant amounts of caffeine without realizing it, wondering why they feel jittery and cannot sleep. Dark chocolate, while often promoted for its antioxidant benefits and heart health properties, contains 24 milligrams caffeine per ounce, plus theobromine, a compound with similar stimulating effects to caffeine. For seniors who metabolize caffeine slowly due to age-related enzyme changes, consuming chocolate throughout the day creates a cumulative effect that keeps their nervous system in hyperarousal well into the evening, making relaxation and sleep nearly impossible. Energy bars and health snacks often contain guarana, which naturally contains 4 times more caffeine than coffee beans, or green tea extract that can provide up to 100 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Many seniors consume these products thinking they are making healthy choices for sustained energy, completely unaware they are essentially taking caffeine pills disguised as nutritious food. Sleep Research Society found seniors consuming over 200 milligrams daily caffeine, regardless of source, had 40% more sleep disturbances and 60% higher anxiety rates than those consuming under 50 milligrams daily. The study emphasized that cumulative caffeine intake from multiple sources throughout the day was significantly more disruptive than single large doses, creating a steady state of nervous system activation. Maria, 71, experienced evening jitters that made it impossible to enjoy time with her grandchildren, plus racing mind insomnia that left her exhausted and emotionally fragile. She described feeling like she was buzzing with nervous energy, even when trying to relax. Tracking revealed she consumed chocolate-covered almonds in the afternoon, green tea with dinner, and a small piece of dark chocolate after dinner as a treat. Her total daily caffeine exceeded 300 milligrams within 1 week of eliminating these hidden sources and replacing them with caffeine-free alternatives. Maria felt calm and relaxed in evenings and fell asleep within minutes. Read labels carefully on all packaged foods, avoiding anything containing caffeine, guarana, green tea extract, or yerba mate. Replace chocolate snacks with carob alternatives. Choose herbal energy bars made with dates and nuts. Heart condition and blood pressure medication patients should especially avoid hidden caffeine due to potential dangerous interactions. We have uncovered 7 foods sabotaging your sleep and triggering anxiety. Processed sugars creating blood sugar chaos. Late-day caffeine overstimulating your nervous system. Alcohol fragmenting sleep cycles, high-sodium foods mimicking panic attacks, artificial sweeteners disrupting brain chemistry, refined carbohydrates causing emotional roller coasters, and hidden caffeine sources maintaining chronic hyperarousal. These foods work synergistically when removed, creating cascading improvements in sleep quality and emotional well-being. You do not need overnight changes. Start with 1 or 2 foods resonating most with your challenges, allowing weeks to adjust before adding changes. This is your journey toward reclaiming peaceful nights and calm days you deserve. You have wisdom, strength, and capability for successful changes. Every step invests in your quality of life and ability to enjoy these golden years. Please like this video to help other seniors discover these insights. Subscribe and ring the notification bell for latest senior health research. Share your experience in comments because your story could help another senior take that first step. Thank you for this time together. Better sleep and less anxiety are waiting on the other side of these powerful changes. Sleep well and live joyfully.